Hello angels and welcome to a new day of Around the Tarot in 78 Days. This is a really good book for learning tarot and I'm gonna show you some tips and tricks from this book. We're not gonna do the whole book because I don't think that's fair for the people who made this beautiful book. But I'm gonna tell you a little bit about it because it has some really good exercises to know your cards and to know yourself. In the tarot we have the four suits and they are all coupled to their own element. Like we have the swords, that's air. We have the wands, that is fire. We have the pentacles, that is earth. And we have the water, and that is cups. So what does that mean that you have those four suits? Well, all of these represent things of us, like our ideas and our passions is wants. That is the fire, the feeling inside you, like you feel it burning, you have an idea, a passion, things you want from your deepest desires. This is the wants and the fire. And then you have the thoughts, reason, logic, overthinking things is like the sword, because what also belongs to it is the spoken word, and it's a two-edged sword, because most of the times I think we most suffer more from our thoughts because they say very hard and difficult things instead of they're helpful. That's why people think sometimes the sword cards are a little bit harsh, but if you learn the tarot better, you know it's not. The thought is air, and I always remember it because the thought goes through the air. Well, and then we have the water, the cups, our emotions. Well, we know all about our emotions, our feelings, our deepest desires. As you can see, there's like water in the background. Maybe it's actually nice to know that the artist who made these cards, the Rider-Waite Tarot, she was actually a stage artist. She worked in theater. So all her cards are a little bit like a theater with a painted background. It's very funny if you see that and if you notice it, but that's a detail on the side. And then we have Earth, Pentacles, and this is our, materialistic side, creation. Earth is also like a slow energy, like steady, we want things, and you can see it's like a coin. And a lot of card decks, actually, the names are different. Sometimes it's called coins, sometimes it's called pentacles or earth. Mine are in Dutch, so you actually can probably not read that. But if you have the Doreen Virtue cards, you can see that she actually calls it water, earth, air, and fire. So what is this all about, those elements, and what can you do about it, and what it says in the book? Well, what you can do is find out what kind of person are you. What you can do is take your, maybe you can pause now, because you can take the cards of the pages. These are the card, it's called pages, and sometimes they're called princesses. If you find those cards, I'll show you 4 cards. I got 3 now here from this deck. And there are 4 people, ladies on the cards. And maybe you can find your card with the pages and see which one speaks to you most. Who are you connecting with? Is it the fire? Is it the earth? Maybe if you know a little bit about it, you can think, oh, I'm a feisty person, or I'm a thoughtful person, or a very sensitive person. Maybe we can just look at the cards and see which card represents you. Because what you can do now then is practice in the next week, and now it comes, some qualities from the other cards. So maybe you can write down what the element of the sword, the air, our thinking or reason, what can that stand for? In the book it says, I can read it now for you. In the book it says, like air is speaking, presenting, experimenting, discussion, contracts, education, reading. That's all like air qualities. Earth qualities are financial matters, organization, management, gardening, doing earth things, doing stable things. things that I am not really good at, because I'm definitely a fire person. I'm also Aries, so fire is in my sign as well. And for me, starting things is really great. Completing things, that's, difficult. So I read further. Water, it's like poetry, arts, culture, enjoyment, emotional satisfaction, luxury. And the fire is energetic actions, exercise, starting new things, and spontaneity. Well, maybe if you figured out who you are, or who you connect with the most at this moment, I'll show you the pages from the Doreen Virtue deck. These are the pages from this deck. They're very beautiful. So maybe if you picked your, I pick out fire, I like the fire, page of fire. Maybe you can now start practicing this week the qualities of the other cards. But then really, not with you just do it, but really with an intention of doing it. Earth thing for me is the stable thing. So today I'm gonna do this. And you can maybe look at the card from Earth for looking at this. I'm gonna practice this quality, or I'm gonna maybe write some poetry and come in connection with my sensitive side. So maybe you think, why is it all necessary? Well, it is handy if you, not by studying, but by feeling and knowing, get familiar with the energies of the cards. You can maybe also look at the cards and think about the sword cards, or see what they're doing. And so this is a really good exercise for practicing with the cards. So that's a very good way to practice. I'll now tell you a little bit of the things I did, because I'm not a very organized person. For me, planning, organization, time schedules, I know it's a little bit difficult. So I really practice with doing things steady. And the funny thing is, one thing led to another. So I practiced with Earth, cleaning up, doing my mail. I'm thinking, okay, Earth energy, it's like stable energy. I'm gonna do very conscious practice that stability. So it ended up that I cleared out, I don't know if you can see it, I cleared out all my bookcases, and I'm keep going. And then I thought, okay, I have to do some emails that I was postponing. So I read some emails, I sat down, and I'm thinking, okay, this is like air energy, speaking up and do everything conscious. And if you do that, then recognizing the energies of the cards over time comes a little bit more easy to you. And of course, your own sign is probably, of the card you most were drawn to, is the easiest for you. So also practice with a card that's not so easy. Maybe you have nothing with water. You think, oh, emotional feelings, ugh, I don't like that. Well, practice with that, because where something that is difficult for you, there's a challenge of learning and growth. Because, if it's easy for you, you already know it, you don't have to learn it. So that's a way of working with the cards. Is there anything else I can tell you? Well, just practice. And I'm going to tell you, Earth, slow, materialistic things. Air is like fire. Air is like our thinking, our thoughts, is the sword. Water, our emotions, is the cups, feelings, poetry, like waves. And fire, that is our burning passion inside, our ideas. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope you have a good practice to study with the cards and practice with the energies of the cards, and maybe you can recognize it in others as well. That's also nice. Oh, he's a very an earth type of person, or he the pentacles, or maybe that person is very fiery, or it's just that moment, because everything is already in us. We all are everything. We are the elements. So maybe in one direction of your life, you're very water and more emotions, like cups, and in another part of your life, you're more like earth, or you want to develop that. You can play with it and look what you maybe want to develop, or what you maybe want to have a little bit less of. And well, practice with the cards, and a happy journey. Have a nice day, and namaste, and blessed be.